Thank you guys for watching. I'm Hans and this is my channel. Today we're going to be talking about wireless lavaliere microphones, and I'm comparing the PicoGear dual wireless lavaliere to the Rode Go. And that is what we're going to do right now. Let's go! So you might say that these two microphones aren't very comparable, but what I'm doing is the comparison to getting a set of two of these. So this is one set, so you would need another one to actually equal what this one does all by itself, because it has these magnetic clips right here that clip on and off, and this is the receiving unit and these are the clip-on units. And when you clip them on, they're not much bigger than what you would see in a regular lavaliere microphone. So the microphone's actually in this little clip right here, which is really cool. I think it's in this part, not in the fat part. So you put the fat part behind your shirt or whatever, and all you see is this. So these clip in here magnetically, and this whole system is really cool in my opinion. We're going to do some sound tests, but basically you can see the interface on this thing. You can actually go in and do a lot of adjusting. Do this without looking, but I can scroll through the different options on this. We can go into this microphone. You could adjust the dB. You've got a high pass filter. You can mute it. There's lots of different options in here. And you can do that for each microphone. The nice thing that I really think is cool about this is that you can have one microphone on the left channel, the other mic recording on the right channel. So when you get your audio into your edit system, you're able to really adjust those individually. So you can also make it so that they're both coming in stereo, but you lose a lot of that freedom to be able to move your volumes up and down if somebody's being too loud, or even if somebody sneezed or something and you want to take that all the way down, you're not going to lose the other person's audio. This system comes in at $449. I think after using it for a little while that it's worth every penny of that, just because if you did go into a situation where you wanted to talk to somebody and there's somebody else there that might want to have something to say, you've got two microphones. If you were to use this wireless Go system from Rode, which is really good, and again, we're going to do some sound tests, but this is a really great system and it's super easy to use, but you only get one lavaliere with it and it's kind of big. So if you take this and we clip this onto my shirt here, I'm sure this is going to make a ton of noise, but that's kind of what it's going to end up looking like versus this. So let's take a look at both of these. And the thing about the Rode microphone, I like these. Don't get me wrong. I'm really not trying to bash them or say anything bad about them. But the microphone portion of this is right here on the very top of it right there. So you kind of have to have this thing pointed in a direction where your voice is going to get to it. So it's a little bit hard to do. The cool thing about this is you could buy a lavaliere microphone and plug it into this, and then this would just work as a receiver. So you could throw this in your pocket and have a lavaliere mic come up, kind of like I have going on with this one. I'm using my Sony's for this right now. And this would just, instead of having a big TX, RX box, that you have to have, right now that's what I'm using. These things are super small. Throw them in your pocket, throw one up on top of your camera, and you're good to go. Let's go back to these for just a minute. So let's just pull one of these off of here real quick. You'll see what happens. Immediately it recognizes that we took this off. You can see the light come on here. And then you can also see up here that I'm getting audio coming through my voice. So it's giving you some kind of reading of what's going on right there. So I think that's really cool. We pull that one off. We take this one off. You'll see immediately that one will recognize now we have both microphones working. And when they're not working and you have them on this magnetic tray, they're charging. They're always ready to go, which is really nice as long as you remember to charge this thing. It's got a 20-hour uninterrupted use At least that's what they say on their website. I haven't tested it because I haven't been able to go 20 hours without charging it. It's just, I just needed to charge it. Again, these things are super small, really cool. I do like this system a lot, and I think you can tell. I have been using it for about 2 weeks, and it's just so easy to grab one of these things, throw it on my shirt, and go out and go do whatever it is I'm doing. It's really super easy to use. And this little guy here is so small. I mean, it's tiny. This thing is very, very compact. So putting this on top of my camera is not an issue. I use this with my GoPro rig, and I put it on the top of the GoPro rig, and it works great. It comes with this little mount, so you can mount this, and then it'll just mount onto a cold shoe. Wherever you want to put it, you can just mount that onto your cold shoe, slide it in, tighten it up, and you're ready to go. Probably don't need to have that thing on anymore, so we'll put that back on here. The one thing I will say that's bad about this is that these things are so convenient. There's been several times that I've been finished shooting and I'm moving around doing something and I will forget that I have it on. And I think that probably eventually I'm going to lose one of them. And hopefully I'll learn my lesson. Rode Wireless Go's are, again, it's a great system. The range on these is a little different. So let's talk about the different features between these two. The wireless Rode Go's. So these guys here, you get about 230 feet. 70 meters is what they say. These both are working on a 2.4 megahertz wireless. It's just, I think it's Wi-Fi is what they're using. This one actually has a very simple pad. Let's go ahead and turn these on so I can show you this. We're going to hold both of them down just a second. And then you can see those lights came on right there. And then let's see the interface on this one. So you can see that it's picking up my audio and it's showing me a little bit of a display there. And then you have a pad down here, so you can hit this little dB button down here and you'll see that that will change the volume right there. So it goes from 0 to 12 to 24. So if you're just getting a super weak signal and you can't hear anything and you need to bump it up, it's as easy as just pressing that button. I think this is a great system. I really do. But in order to do what this one will do, you've got to have two of these, two sets. So you'd have 4 units to keep track of and keep charged. The nice thing about this is you charge up this unit, this outside unit, and it charges the microphones for you. So you're charging one thing. I really think that design is, they did a good job. They really thought that out. On this one, we have a 20-hour battery life on the Pico Gear. And on the Rode Wireless Microphone Go, we have a 7-hour life, non-interrupted. So you could have it on for 7 hours before it's going to give out on you and you need to charge it up. That's really good. For as small as these things are, it's really good. But I have to say, for as small as these things are, 20 hours is impressive. I mean, hands down impressive. So I would imagine, because the microphone is on this part on the clip, so that little hole right there is actually where the microphone is on these guys. So I would imagine that this backside here is probably all battery. That's how they're getting that 20 hours out of that. Again, I do like that this is super easy to adjust, but this is just as easy to pop in and go in and adjust the microphone strength or whatever. If you are getting a bad signal or you just can't hear out of one, or somebody's talking quieter than the other person, you don't have to go mess with anything that's hooked onto that person. You can just be right there at your camera, go through, take 30 seconds and get these things dialed in so they're just right. And then that way, when you're in editing, you don't have a whole bunch of tweaking to do in the audio. Let's do some sound tests really quick and let's see which ones sound better. I'm really curious about this because I haven't tried it myself yet, so we're going to do it together. This is the Rode Wireless Go. It gets about 230 feet of range. That's what they say on their website. And it is a 2.4 gigahertz broadcast receive. However they're talking to each other, that's the signal that they're using. It has a dB pad, so you can actually click the button and go from 0 to 12 to 24. And the battery life on these is a continuous 7 hours long. Price for this one setup for one lavaliere and one receiver is $199. So this is without this windsock. So I took the windsock off and now we are just using the transmitter and the microphone built into the transmitter for this. So this is the Rode Wireless Go. It has 230 feet of range. It's using a 2.4 gigahertz signal to transmit and talk to each other. It has a dB pad that goes from 0 to 12 to 24. And the price on this one is $199. So I got my Pico Gear Lav right here. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did with the Wireless Go. We've got it clipped onto my shirt. And like I said, the clip side is out, so the small skinny clip is all we really see. So I think that that gives us a little bit better, I don't know, the visibility comparatively to this on my shirt. To this, it's much smaller. So let's go ahead and do a sound test with this one. So this is the Pico Gear wireless lavaliere with the 2 microphones in one receiver, which I really like. The range on this one is 500 feet. It uses a 2.4 gigahertz signal to talk to each other. It's got a 20-hour battery life continuous. And if you were to buy this retail with no coupon or anything, it retails for $449. So I think that I'm getting a pretty, like I adjusted my levels a little bit in my camera because this one was coming in just a little bit hot comparatively to this one. So we'll have to get this in editing and see what we think. I honestly think just the price, it's an extra $50 to get this small unit like this with the 2 microphones. I can't tell you how many times there's been 2 people that I've been trying to interview and I have to get them to kind of stand really close together, and I'll throw this microphone on, you know, one side and have them kind of nudge up together to get the audio to sound halfway decent. This is a game changer, you know, with the 2 microphones. I think these things are really, really good. I was very impressed with the sound. They are very, very good. But it's just more stuff. It's these 2 units, this, and then if I really wanted to do what I actually can do with this, I need another set of these. So then I've got 4 units to charge. And I probably would want to get a lavaliere mic that would plug into this so that this didn't have to be, I definitely couldn't go do a commercial or something that, you know, the stuff that we normally do. There's no way that I could do that using this. I would get fired. I would be so fired. I would never work anywhere again. These things, they're small enough that I could probably put them underneath a shirt or something where you wouldn't even be able to see them at all. Like I normally don't even use this lavaliere that's on my jacket now. I normally would put that up in my shirt and tape it from the inside onto the fabric of my shirt and keep it completely out of the shot. I'd rather see a little bump in a t-shirt than a big microphone. I could probably accomplish something like that with this if I was to make some kind of a necklace or something that they could wear and have it hang down under their shirt or whatever. My opinion is that I think that these sound really, really good. I think these sound really, really good. For the compact design of this and what it's capable of, I think that this Pico Gear is by far the winner in my book. So I would highly suggest you look into it. Go to their website. They got a ton of information. I would love to be reselling these for them, but they're not ready to do that yet. I did contact them and they just kind of said, And all 9 of my subscribers probably aren't going to make them want me to do a video for them. So I'm just doing this because I like them. If you guys have any questions, please ask me. I will be glad to answer any questions that you guys have. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If this video was helpful at all or you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up if you feel like it. And you'll see me in the next video.